Ladies and gentlemen, this is a state of concern. Not a state of emergency, but a state of concern. I am a very, very concerned man at this point. In case you haven't heard, David Ornstein just broke news recently and he said Arsenal make a move for Eberechi Eze and a 27-year-old wants them. Tottenham lined up the deal with Crystal Palace today and the player, but after Havertz's injury, Arsenal are now closing in on the England international. And if he proceeds with this choice, Tottenham will pursue other targets. Ooh. I am concerned. Concerned for a couple of reasons. Firstly, how the hell we can be so complacent. We have had this deal pretty much agreed for the past week, if I'm not mistaken, from a player's aspect. Why are we haggling over the fee? Why are we trying to scrimp and scrape 5 million or maybe add-ons here? Get the deal over the line. Especially when you know the player addresses an issue in your current squad. You know Son Heung-min just left. You know Kulusevski's out injured. You know Maddison's out injured. You need creativity in your midfield. And you want to instead delay. Wait till the third game of the season. Wait till the fourth game of the season. Wait till the window's closed and then be like, but at least we tried. At least we tried. Come on. How have we let this happen? And listen, Arsenal getting back in the race is not a surprise because they were interested in him initially at the start of the window. So you could say, hey, after a while they dropped out. They signed Madueke. They thought, you know what? We addressed our wing problem. They signed Gyökeres. They said, you know what? We bolstered our forward additions, addressing their issues and needs. Now, we started the window like that. Matthias Tell, Mohamed Kudus, excellent signing so far. Palhinha, needed a defensive midfielder. Extra bodies, strength and depth. Love it. Started off the right way. But it's typical thing of once you start well, just faff around. Dilly-dally. We want to advance. Ongoing talks. We're nearing. We're edging. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And Eze, he's wanted to come. You've agreed with him. You know he can play in the 10. You know he can play on the left wing. He can play in centre. He can play a multitude of positions that will come and help this team right now. And instead, we've now let Arsenal get back into the picture. Now, the thoughts of, hey, could I be the guy that helps them tip over for the title? Could I be that extra bit of creativity and strength and depth they need? Oh, me and Saka maybe. Wing, England boys. We might be able to cook over there. You allow them thoughts to creep in. We had a nice little narrative. Hey, they turned you down as a youngster. They didn't want you as a youth. Come on, QPR nurtured you. Crystal Palace made you. And now we gonna take you to that next level. Against them, man. And now instead, these men I'm sure will be whispering, hey man, look, that was the old regime that released you. That was them man back in the day, Dean and them lot. That weren't us. Come back. We can rekindle this. Full story. We know you got the baby pictures of you in an Arsenal shirt. They're going to be whispering all of these sweet nothings. But this is what happens when you leave the table open. When you don't take your chance. And I'm sorry, Eze is one of those ready-made first-team players. I feel like a lot of the issues over the past year or so is a lot of people have been saying, Bergvall, Archie Gray, Matthias Tell even. These are young players. They're not players who are going to come in and hit the ground running. Eze would have come in and hit the ground running. That's 27 years old. Been playing in the Premier League for years. Shining in it. Cooking against us in the Premier League. You see Palhinha, ready-made, got Premier League experience. Kudus, ready-made, got Premier League experience. And the fact that they've come from like other London clubs, I love that. Because it shows we're a step ahead. And instead now, this makes it look like, There's still another step above us. Why? Why leave that door open? Why let that narrative run? It's annoying and frustrating, and it concerns me. I don't like it. I don't like it. And the worst thing is, I feel like it's a tone changer for both teams in terms of how their windows are going to look. Because as I was saying, I thought we started off well. And the signing of Eze on top of those 3 signings we've made as well, it just starts to look like, yo, we're actually building out a solid squad with quality in it, with depth on the bench as well. You can rotate players in and out, and I'll be comfortable with A coming in or B coming in. Like, that's what we've wanted for years, and we haven't had that under multiple managers. Redknapp, Pochettino, Jose, Conte, you name it. The issue has always been strength and depth, and for once we're getting ready-made first-team players, and we're faffing around. And for Arsenal, it would have been a complete narrative changer for them. They're fuming, because they started off well with Zubimendi getting that through the door, and they were thinking, you know what, let's start nice. Then the Madueke soured the deal, Gyökeres lifted the mood a little bit, but once they got told, hey, there's no more forward additions, they went, hold on. We still got issues to address. We still got extra creativity we need. We still need more, quality in the squad, in those attacking areas. And Eze brings that. And I don't know how you can let multiple clubs concede this. And we're out here scrimping and scraping 5 mil, 10 mil. For what? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. And listen, I'm not here panicking, a little bit I am. You know what I mean? But I'm not, it's not completely signed, sealed, and, he's going to Arsenal. But you just leave that up in the air. And that's where the frustration gets as Spurs fans, because you want to move like a big club. You got to act like a big club. You see a player you want, you get that deal done. You don't waste time. And now if you allow yourself to start getting, taken over in these kind of talks, you see the way Newcastle are getting treated this window. Now I'm sure that's having an impact on players where they're thinking, do I even want to go there? There's bare man that have rejected that move. So you just don't want to create that type of narrative. And listen, when we won the trophy, it was nice, cool. Super Cup, little bit of a gut punch, but it's cool. It is what it is. But there was a new sense of optimism going into the season with the new manager, new players coming in. This is just going to be a gut punch in terms of the transfer window, in my opinion. Because obviously there's talks of the Savinho deal slowing down as well. I'm seeing him posting the light blue total 90s in the story and all sorts. So it's looking like that deal might not be happening. And the alternatives for that is Magnus Achliouche, who, if you was listening to my last video, I actually said, we should look at. So I wouldn't mind that type of signing. But Eze would have been a ready-made starter right now. Achliouche, you can even say, coming in from the French league, maybe he'll need a bit of time to adapt to the language, the culture, whatever. Eze is there now. Eze punches in today. He's starting tomorrow. I got 2 goals and an assist by next week. This is the type of player he is. You just saw him win the FA Cup for Crystal Palace. Come on, man. He's got a taste for silverware. I got a taste for silverware. Come on, man. This would have been a perfect marriage. Perfect matrimony. Perfect match. Whatever you want to call it, man. Eze, if you're watching this, if you hear this, brother, think with your mind. Don't think with your heart. Yeah? Be smart. Make the intelligent decision here. Yeah? So I had to give a quick reaction to this because everyone on the timeline is discussing it and giving all their thoughts, and I'm like, oh my days, man. I can't believe we've just somehow... Only Spurs could do this. Only Spurs could kind of get themselves in a great situation and then somehow turn it into like the ugliest situation we've been in. So listen, let me know your thoughts on what you think of the whole situation. Where do you think Eze will end up? Like the video, of course. Appreciate everyone who's got to this point. Subscribe as well. I will be doing a watch along for the Man City game, so make sure you join me for that one. And there'll be plenty more content coming across the channel as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, take care.